We are going over section 1.1 in the textbook. We're going to talk about some important definitions that we're going to use over the next few months. A variable for statistics is a characteristic or attribute that can assume different values. So for example, pens have the attribute color, the variable color. So I could have a black pen or a purple pen, blue, teal, green, orange. In each case, each of these pens has a different value for that attribute. However, I can have two blue pens. They don't all have to be different. Data is the set of values for the variables that these variables can assume. So we can come up with pretty much any color pen that we might want. For my Expo markers and Sharpies, there aren't that many. But if we go in deep and look at ballpoint pens, there's a total rainbow of colors for those. A random variable is a variable whose value is determined by chance. So for example, if I take all of my pens and drop them into a bag and rummage around and pull out one at random, the variable color becomes a random variable. A population is all subjects being studied in an experiment. So if we take that example of the pens dropped into the bag and one being drawn, the subjects of that experiment are the pens. It could be people in a study, or it could be the amount of time that that farm vehicles last when in use. There are lots of things that can be populations and variables. A sample is a group of subjects selected from a population. So I could, when I take my random pens, select the sample of only blue pens, or only pens that are primary colors, things like that. So those are some pretty important things that we should consider first. Now we're going to move on to a couple of different types of statistics that we want to be aware of. Kinds of statistics we're talking about here are descriptive statistics, which are the collection, organization, summarization, and presentation of data. And we use these to try to describe a situation. So for example, every 10 years, the government conducts a national census. And results from the census give us the average age, income, and so on for the United States population. These are descriptive statistics because these are things that we can see to be true at a given point in time. However, we can also have inferential statistics. Inferential statistics generalize from samples to populations, performing estimations and hypothesis tests, determining relationships among variables, and making predictions. So in terms of these inferential statistics, we take the information we're given and we figure out from that what might be true in the future or what might be true in general. So if we take our US population from our US Census from 2010 and our US Census from 2020, we can see how much the population has changed over 10 years and then use that information to predict how much what the population will be in 2030.